Hi guys, welcome back. So today is a different type of video.
Yeah.
So it's podcast, but podcast with a twist. First of all, it's nighttime, right?
Do you know what that means?
Yes. I just felt like I wanted to do something a little bit different. So a little bit similar to what you were doing on your channel.
Yeah.
Just kind of give it a whole different vibe. But I wanted us to be real about stuff that we talk
I'm
about.
proud of you because you're never real. Just
she
kidding.
just couldn't resist that dig, could she? Like you had to go
Just
there.
kidding. I mean, in the same way, obviously, there's things that we don't like expose about ourselves. So we both have to, protect ourselves or protect our families, whatever.
Of course.
So we can't be as real as we want to be.
Yeah, that's true. Some people can't handle it as well. So
Exactly.
we have to kind of give things,
Exactly.
a little
You
balance.
can choose.
So today, what I want us to talk about. So everybody knows the biggest thing for me right now is the fact that I'm now separated from my husband, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So we have this whole separation thing. And the reason that I thought that it was really important to talk about this is because when I did the video talking about my separation, I had a floodload of emails from people sympathizing with me. People just saying, I'm really sorry. Like, it was a mixture of emails, okay? So people saying, I'm really sorry.
You got some more emails than that.
And some people were just like, I think you should get back with your husband. Other people were like, I'm actually going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of it I feel was hidden. So I was getting emails, I was getting DMs, I was getting I struggled to actually respond to people, and I really didn't expect that kind of response.
Right.
In fact,
but what did you expect though? You thought they'd just be like, oh, okay.
No, like so I expected some emotion from people, but I didn't expect it to that level. Like, I've seen people and they've had tears in their eyes when they've met me. Like,
oh, wow.
I'm so sorry that this has happened to you. Like, it's so deep. But obviously, when I shot the video, I waited until I had healed to a certain point, right?
Right.
I had come to terms with it. But people had just seen the videos, so for them it was new.
Yeah.
And so I was experiencing all these emotions, and
Yeah.
I felt like it's such a big subject, but it's also really a taboo one as well. And the reason I thought you'd be perfect with this is because you've been through something similar. And, walking away from a marriage or a relationship that you've been in for like many years has a stigma about it, right?
Of course.
People feel some kind of way, like, how can you do that? There's a lot of judgment as well. There's a lot of, so tell me about what it was like for you when you announced that you're...
was no longer in a relationship. So that was maybe 4 years ago almost now. So I, like you, didn't announce it exactly when it happened.
Right.
So, there was just some time in between, but people were commenting, oh, I don't see so-and-so. Have you noticed they're not in the videos anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of it. And I don't know if I necessarily thought that I wanted to even necessarily share it, but as time went on, they became more and more curious, and I thought, oh,
right.
I guess I do have to say something.
Right. Right.
But it wasn't necessarily even my plan, I'm going to tell everyone or something like that, So it kind of grew to the point where I thought, I guess it just makes sense, because obviously someone's missing that people are used to seeing, and I'm just going to pretend for forever that there's nothing going on.
Until they get used to it, right?
Yeah, but they'll never get used to it. And then it'll just overshadow all the videos. So no matter what I'm doing, if I'm making a kitchen or doing cooking, it's going to be where's your husband? And it's what? I'm cooking shrimp.
Exactly. I can totally relate to exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because the same thing was for me. I realized that, first of all, it was a couple of people would say in the comments, oh, I haven't seen your husband for a while. Where is he? And then I would ignore it because I wasn't going to respond and say, oh, we're separated. I wasn't at that place yet, right? But then it became more. And then what would happen is the comment would become a chain of comments.
Right.
And the longer I left it, I'd get more comments under this one comment.
Yeah.
Oh, I asked you 2 weeks ago and you still haven't responded to me. What's happening?
So wait, did you ever think about just deleting them all, or?
No, I didn't. I never, because I don't really believe in deleting comments like that, right? First of all, it's great for engagement.
Keeps them coming back.
It does, it really does. But I just felt like you're asking, someone else is going to ask. You can see that someone has put the comment already. I haven't responded, so why are you going to ask the same question again?
Right.
So I just left it. But over time, the more videos I would make, the more questions would come.
Yeah.
And now people are starting to come with theories.
Oh,
and
wow.
So
as to why, what happened.
And so it became a lot. It was too much for me. So then I got to the point where I was like, okay, now I need to do this video.
Yeah.
For two reasons. Firstly, because obviously I have taken everybody along on a journey with me. So they've seen me to this point. So I guess in a way I do owe an explanation, you know.
Yeah, like they're like family or something.
Exactly. And secondly, I had to do the video as well because I needed some healing for myself, and I needed to be able to move forward. And that wasn't going to happen if everybody already felt like I was still in a relationship with this person.
Right. That's so true.
I had to break it as hard as well. I had to break it, but I didn't really expect the response that I got.
Yeah, you got a bunch of mixed reviews.
I really did, but I was being accused of a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I totally understand people like being sympathetic or being like, oh my God, I went through the same thing.
Right.
Or even someone saying like, oh, I suspected something.
Right.
But people actually drawing their own actual conclusions.
But they were like, this is the answer categorically.
Yeah.
I know it. I saw this coming. It's because of X, Y, Z. This is why she's in this situation.
Because of me. Remember that?
Yeah. You were part of the reason.
Because I had that same experience. It's
right.
Like,
so you
they thought I came from
dirty.
The dirty West.
Infected my household.
I came from America with my dirty thoughts and.
Exactly right. But the thing is, it wasn't even just comments. Okay, so. Like I said, I want this show to be really real, so I'm being really real. So if you can't handle it, just turn off the video, okay? Because I'm going to be really real. I had a lot of blowback from family, from friends, and people that just did not agree with my decision.
Wait, I didn't even really, I mean, I knew some of your family, but you're saying like people close to you were what? What were they saying?
They were just like, how can you walk away from this marriage? You're being completely selfish. You're only thinking about yourself. Like, I was already hurting, right? I was already trying to deal with this trauma that had happened to me. And then they were adding to that. Already I was kind of like...
So no one was like sympathizing with you?
Oh, I did have a few people that did. I did have a few.
Me, I did.
Yeah, she didn't.
Y'all don't want to know me.
To be honest, you were like one of the first people that influenced. No, you were the first person that I told.
I was, yeah.
I remember I drove to the shop that day. Do you remember that day?
I remember.
I drove and we sat in the car.
I thought like you were joking. Like the information you shared with me, it was like... it was information. It wasn't, it's not like she just woke up and said, oh, this is how I feel.
Right.
There's situations that occurred that you disclosed to me specifically.
Right.
And I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, listen to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess everyone's going to be mad at that too. They're going to say, so it was you.
Yeah.
And I guess it was. Yes, it was. No, but... The situation that had specifically like the occurrence, the specific thing, which unfortunately Della was on the short end of the stick, was something that, you know what I mean? I don't think was healthy.
Right.
And I didn't see it becoming healthy anytime.
And you just gave it to me raw like that. Yeah. At the time, it hurt me. It was like, oh, okay.
But you knew it's what you had to do.
But yeah, I did.
So I guess we're even like letting people know that it was.
I ain't say nothing.
It wasn't fully mutual.
Right.
Like you had to choose like putting yourself above.
Okay, yeah.
For the first time, I guess.
Exactly. So there was a lot that kind of occurred that led to that final decision.
Right.
But really.
So even for context, there like years of certain things that had piled.
Exactly.
So repeatedly proving that the situation wasn't going to be healthy and long lasting and worth it.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Exactly. But I think for me the biggest thing was the fact that I was here in Ghana. And because I was in Ghana, maybe if I was in the West, it wouldn't have affected me so much. But the fact that I was in Ghana, it's almost like people were looking at you almost like you're dirty. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody had this judgment like, ooh, look what she's doing. Oh, look what she's done. She's bringing her Western ways. She's doing this, she's doing that.
Right.
But listen, how can you stay in something that you're miserable, you're not yourself, you're not free to be yourself, you can't grow. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And like the emails that I got from people were just like, I've been through, like I totally hear you. Some people had even been married longer than me because I was married for 18 years.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
A hella long time, right?
Right.
Long time. And honestly, I feel like I got married too young, if I can say that.
How old are you?
Now they're going to calculate my age, man.
They already know how old you are.
I was young. I was in my
You've already disclosed your age.
So I was in my early 20s. I was 24 when I got married.
Right. I
which
was
I think
20.
Even younger than me.
Yeah,
man.
I was 20, but I was already
Who
pregnant.
allows us to get married at such an
Our
age,
Christian
man?
parents.
It's too young. Honestly speaking, I think if someone's going to get married, I don't think you should get married before 30. And honestly speaking, because you're going to have so many life changes. You're going to change so much.
Grow,
you don't even know yourself.
Yeah.
And you're going to align yourself to someone who there's a fairly big chance that you're going to separate and you're going to have
different points of views, different experiences, and just turn into someone completely different.
Exactly, right. So I think one of the hardest things for me about breaking up here in Ghana was the fact that I had to cut a lot of people off.
Why?
And that's just the truth, because they didn't agree with me. And I didn't have time to explain myself. And I didn't have time to take on your emotion on top of what I was already feeling. Like, people don't know, I was barely making it. Like, literally, I would go out, right? I would have a cap on as low as possible.
Right.
And I'd go shopping and I'd do my shopping and zoom out because I didn't want anyone to see me or to talk to me because I was really fragile at the time.
Yeah.
And so that experience, and then you coming to tell me on top,
you're wrong, you should do this, you should do
like,
that.
I wasn't ready for that. So for me, it was just cut off.
Yeah.
It just had to be done. So like, I ain't writing it there, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool with me.
Yeah.
That's cool because if that's what it takes for me to
be
have
happy
the freedom
and
to
just
develop
be free,
then that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Because for me, I feel like if you're going to be my support system, then be my support system. And support. You can tell me if you think I'm
even
doing
if you don't
wrong.
even agree with it, it's just like it's not even your place to like project your emotions on me.
Like, you don't
I don't agree, but hey, do what's right for you.
Right.
But like, people actually telling you like that you're wrong and what? Yeah.
And people are brazen. Like, if you just go back and look at that breakup video and look at the comments in that video.
Yeah.
People are like, nah, you need to go back to your husband. I don't care what it was. You need to go back to your husband.
That's the part. I don't care what it was. Like, what?
Right, I know.
Okay, obviously I'm being hypothetical. This did not happen. But let's just say he used to like point a gun to your head.
Right.
Is that like something
go
you guys
back.
Go back?
Go back and enjoy it another time, right?
Right? Go back to that.
Yeah.
Be loyal.
Think of the children. That was another one.
Okay.
For me, that's just emotional.
Yeah.
Trying to get me to do what
I
you
mean,
want
unfortunately,
emotional.
it would be nice. It would be nice, but that's, we don't live in a world. We don't live in a you know what I mean, world where we get to pick and choose. You know what I mean? Like, that's what happened, you know what I mean? Unfortunately.
Exactly. So how was it for you when you told your family that you guys are not going to be together anymore? What did that look like?
My parents were like, you know what I mean? Like, they just kind of felt like I didn't have to make that decision. It was my decision. Like, I was the one who chose that.
Right. Okay.
My parents kind of were like, "Oh no, that no call for." That's patois if you guys don't know. So yeah, they were like, you know what I mean. So in a way, they weren't really supportive of my choice. They just allowed it to happen, I guess. But they were neither here nor there. But like if I would listen to them, they would have just said, stick it out.
Right.
Yeah. But
so do you feel like it's an older generation that a lot of them are in these unhappy marriages and they just stick with it because they've clocked up so many number of years?
I guess some people, you know what I mean? Maybe, and then especially when you're a part of like, let's say church and that type of stuff, like black church, I guess that's just like
there's a huge
stigma
influence there. Let's
like,
just be real, right?
Judgmentalness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that could be why. And I guess, again, as a Christian, you just like, close your eyes and walk by faith, which I believe in, but I just kind of feel like at the same time, you have to apply common sense. And I don't think, God is going to forsake you if you make a choice like being divorced.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It comes with its own consequences, but I don't believe you're going to go to hell or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
I think as well, another thing for me is when I said that we weren't going to be together anymore, a lot of people, some people didn't know how to approach me again after that. They didn't know what to say to me.
Like
so
your
it became
friends
like
or
family
viewers?
even. So it was like an unspoken thing. Let's not talk about it. Let's put it under the carpet. Let's pretend as if it's not happening.
Oh.
It was very much like that.
So
no
it's just awkward.
So then it makes it more awkward. I'm like, man, just say it. Like, I had got to that point already where I'm okay. Okay, so you're family. So if I cry in front of you, it shouldn't even matter, right? Just let me let out my emotions, right? Because I need to heal. That's how I'm going to heal. But they were just like, let's not talk about it. So even up to today now, right now, my family's going to be like, okay, but I'm saying it. They just like hide these things under the carpet.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of African families.
Okay, so how do they
tend to
feel
that.
about it? I mean, they hide on the carpet, as in they just don't talk about it, or they
Just don't really
or
talk
they
about
don't
it.
like the decision that you've made.
They don't like the decision that I made and just don't talk about it. Not everybody in my family,
Right.
but some of them.
Yeah.
You just don't talk about it. And I feel like that just makes it worse.
Right.
And I've noticed the same thing from other people. So the other day, remember we went to brunch?
Yeah.
So I met this girl there that had known both of us, myself and my ex. And she saw me and she was like, hi, it's just a normal surface level kind of conversation.
Right.
But when she was leaving, she whispered to me and she was like, I just didn't know how to say anything to you. I didn't know how to approach you. I felt so bad when I heard about the breakup and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, man, do I look like I'm sitting here crying? I'm at a brunch. I'm like having fun. Like,
but what's the approach part? Are you like damaged goods?
I don't know.
It's almost like, I know this is a very like extreme example, but let's say you heard about someone getting raped. Obviously, that's a very sensitive matter, and you know what I mean. It's very emotional, and you wouldn't ever really want to say to someone, "I heard you were raped." And, do you understand what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to think of the worst thing you can think of.
Right.
Obviously, that's a terrible thing, but I'm just saying. Obviously, in that particular situation, you wouldn't go up to someone and say, "I heard that."
Yeah.
The other night. Okay, but we're talking about. I'm just not with someone. Why would you ever need to be like,
right?
I heard.
I know.
What?
Like,
What did you hear about? What?
Yeah,
That's not even a thing to be like, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Unless it is. I don't know.
Right. I know. So that's how people feel. So like they tiptoe around you, and it just for me, it makes me feel awkward. Like, man, I'm just normal. Like, I'm just out here doing my thing. And what's worse is that when people see me out, they're like, why aren't you crying? Like, shouldn't you be crying?
Like, why are you happy?
Why are you not wearing black? Like,
right?
Where's your black outfit? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just feel like this girl's not behaving normally. Like, she's not upset enough. Like, why is she not upset enough?
Yeah.
I'm just not.
I don't know why people can't accept that you're okay.
Yeah, I know. But it's like there's this whole stigma around it that I just don't like. So it's like, I feel, and for me, I feel.
Do you think it's like super Ghanaian of people to feel that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So maybe in the West.
I feel like if we were in the West and this happened, it wouldn't feel so taboo as it does right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm on YouTube, so maybe that plays a part as well. But it just feels it's really horrible. Like there's so much to it.
I mean, okay, let's just say you were feeling sad or depressed about it. You also feeling sad and depressed is not helping.
Right.
So, I mean, it'd be better for you to be positive.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I just feel like sharing that spirit of positivity, even if they assume that you're sad, would be better.
Right.
Than, like, acting sad.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what I said. I've literally seen people with tears in their eyes as they talk to me, and they're like, I'm so sorry. And like they want to cry, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Like, because I'm not sad. Like I can't cry with you. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not on that level. I've gone past that point. I'm not crying. I did cry. I'm not crying anymore though.
So what things have you feel? What things do you feel have improved since making this life decision?
I feel personally like I've just grown so much more. I feel like.
Can I just say I think you made more money? Is that bad? Like, oh my God, I sound so shallow.
I ain't got no money. Don't come for me.
I sound so shallow, but I think like greater opportunities have come your way, which are also financial. But that's not even bad. You have 4 children to feed. You need money to do that.
Right. So I feel
you've been somehow. I just you've been more prosperous.
We're being real. Yeah.
You've been more prosperous.
Yeah.
Like actually in the ability to provide for your 4 children.
I just feel like I have to be the best version of myself. I have to do what I can do. Like I have no safety net. So it's either I'm going to go for it now or it's just not going to happen,
So it's kind of brought out another level of yourself.
Definitely another side of me. I'm just like, well, the worst has already happened. So chew quietly.
I know.
So I'm just gonna choose to live life and just do the best that I can, and that's what it is. But for me, I just feel like it was just all the messages that I got, like so many messages, man.
Yeah.
People, I mean, it even got to a point where people were asking me advice.
Wow.
Like, I'm in this situation, like, what should I do? And honestly, I've never thought about it. When I've heard of other people having breakups, I've never thought about it because I've never been in that situation.
Yeah.
As to how they're feeling and how it has affected their whole world. Because it does affect your whole world. Because you're now in a place where you've been with someone for so long and now you're not. You're like, what do I do now? Like,
yeah, that's
damn.
interesting. That's like that wasn't me and that's not you, but I'm sure that is someone else in a relationship where the end of their relationship is the end of their actual life.
Okay, so my first few days were probably like that. I probably felt that way. I was just like, I'm finished. I'm going to grow old by myself. Who's going to want me? That's how I felt. Those were the thoughts that were going through my mind. Like, I'm over.
So I guess people do have that,
Yeah,
feeling.
of course.
But not everyone does. So it's like just assuming that that's how you feel all the time.
Right. It's because you're still in the process of processing stuff, But I just felt like it was just so important to talk about it today because I just really want to kind of release people from that whole stigma.
Right.
Because you're not going through it alone. And I think that's one of the things that I felt at the beginning, like I was going through this alone.
Right.
And I never want anyone to feel like they're alone. So if you're going through this, feel free to send me an email, hit me up. I'll talk to you for sure.
But do not email if you have to tell her, you're wrong for this. Thank you.
Just even the other day, someone was like, you need to go back to your husband.
But why though? I don't see what's the need part? Like,
I don't know.
Is something happening to like, is your hair falling out? Like,
I don't know.
I don't see where they say that.
I don't know.
Where do you see that needs to be done?
Well, they're looking at it from the perspective of the children, which I can understand. But yeah, it's nice to have a father figure there. But anyway, I just don't want to say too much on camera. I have to like,
we're not going to be that real.
Hold it, yeah. I have to hold some of it back.
The kids is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but the children are fine. Do you know what I mean? They're still very happy there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not an issue there.
I guess that's another thing. I feel like people feel like you need to choose the children's happiness over your own.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like at the same time,
I've got so many years in me. Why do I want to be unhappy?
Right. And then I kind of feel like when you put your feelings aside, you're not a better person for it.
Yeah.
So you're just going to be a garbage mom.
Exactly.
Because
just miserable,
you're not happy.
right?
So
it doesn't
like the kids will still they'll still lose. The kids will still lose on a parent.
In a different way, right?
Because you'll be unhappy or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, and I guess
agree.
obviously it sends a message to your children. I mean, they don't get it now, but when they're old enough to apply it to their own lives, hopefully they choose themselves. You know what I mean? When they need to, when it's necessary.
Do you know there are so many things that I really would love to say, but I just cannot.
I just want to let the cat out the bag, really.
I just can't, but maybe if you meet me
Well,
in public, I might just tell you.
It's funny because even if you were to explain exactly what happened and why, some idiot will still be like, that doesn't matter.
Right.
Therapy can fix that. It's just like, oh boy, here we go.
No.
It's just that sometimes there's just some things that, cannot be fixed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's okay. It's okay if it can't be fixed. Like, it's fine. It doesn't need to happen.
Life goes on, do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's basically what I wanted us to talk about today.
And obviously the point, as you said, you want to release them. Release.
Yes.
Let it go, guys.
Honestly speaking, for me this year, I'm telling you, when it hit January 1st, like I wanted to do this podcast so long ago and everybody was like, don't do it, it's too soon, you're going to be revealing too much. But I felt it, like the first of it, I felt it like I have to do it. Regardless, if this video gets 1 view, I don't care. I have to do it. I just wanted to do it. Someone needs to be set free, honestly. And so that's what this was about today.
So let it go, guys. Let it go, let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah, so, but yeah. So I think...
thanks for coming on. And sharing a little bit that you did, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my little tidbit of
Did you ever share, after you talked about your breakup, did you ever go back and say?
Not really. I just like give the basics of the situation.
And you never spoke about it again?
No, not really. It just
you
was
didn't
what
feel
it
the
was.
need to?
I feel like, I don't know, maybe, I feel like my channel, it wasn't like as...
But yours was a family channel though.
I know,
like
I don't know. I think maybe my audience were different. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I feel like, maybe because I had a more Western audience that wasn't like, you know what I mean? So maybe they just, got with the program. But you have an audience where, you got older ladies, older women. So I have a younger audience, a Western audience, American, Canadian, a lot. So I think that, for the most part, people just got over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of my audience is actually from the West. In fact, most of my audience is from the West, but I think they are a little bit older. So from that perspective,
Right, or Ghanaian based, or
I don't have a lot of Ghanaian audience.
not based. I mean, like background.
Yes, right.
So they're coming from the lineage or that like family
exactly
thing, right?
where they expect it. And I feel like people expect me personally, to be a certain way.
Like Ghanaian.
Yeah, they expect me to be so in tune with the culture that I will just accept certain things.
Yeah.
And so when I don't, it's like, what?
Right.
It's weird.
She's an Englishman.
I'm not. I'm a whatever I am. I feel like being
She's a complete UK person.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have you back on the show though, because I have like so many topics that I want to cover and that we're going to talk about together.
Great.
Whether she likes it or not.
I got to take the skeletons out the closet now.
We're bringing them all
Exciting.
out. So let me know in the comment section what you think about the podcast. Do you think I should do more subjects? Do you think it's enough? Just don't talk about it. Just leave it there. Just bury it and just let it die. Or tell me what specifically we should talk about. Give me some topics.
Give you some topics and some ideas.
I think we could do a couple of agony aunt questions too, right?
What's that?
You know what agony aunt is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so that's basically when people have a situation and they bring it to you and like, what should we do about this?
Oh, is that what it really is?
What do you call it?
Here's my situation. Tell me what you think.
Oh my gosh. No, we call it agony aunt.
Oh wow, who's we?
That's the whole everybody in the UK is like
I've never seen it on the internet in my life.
Really?
But let me Google it.
Okay.
Let me Google it.
I
even thought it was like, what would you do if?
It's just it's a thing. It's a
all right
thing.
then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna believe that.
Okay, guys. So that's it for today. But we'll be back again with more subjects, more topics, more talking, and you know, that's it. So guys, anyway, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you haven't seen Rochelle's channel, head over to Rochelle's channel and check her out as well. She's got some great podcasts coming up too. Okay, so please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment and share this video. Until next time, we're out. Nutitfafa.
Nutitfafa.